But goddamn, get it done, will ya? Woo. When the blow up now, everybody's so unusual with it. Shit. But said times in his rhymes, cause his memories, we running through New York.
Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how to install these new bulbs to your projector lenses on your BMW E53. Now I had a lot of comments on my previous video regarding the upgrade on the normal headlight bulbs of the projector lenses. As many of you guys know, on the BMW E53 the headlight bulbs are absolute crap. Now this isn't just applied for the BMW 53, this applies to all BMWs as the H7 bulbs I'm going to be using. So I'm going to be showing you the correct bulbs to use for this car, which are going to give you the maximum and best lighting on your BMW all over. Now I do recommend using these with projector lenses only and not to be using them on the normal halogen lights, which will scatter the beam everywhere. So I'm going to be showing you the bulbs and we're going to be installing them to the BMW E53. I will link it in the description below so you guys can go and buy it. Also with the adapters that you're going to need for these bulbs as well. So as you'll notice guys, we've got the angel eyes and also the projector lenses. Now as many of you guys know, the projector lenses are coming standard on many BMWs, and later on, especially on the F series, G series, most of them will actually come with Xenons. But on the older BMWs, these don't have them at all. Now as many of you guys know, the lighting on this has got older, and you know, the roads have got darker. A lot of more countries are switching off the street lights. A lot of certain parts of states don't even have a street lighting at all when you go into it, especially on where I live. And we've got the projector lenses and the lights in them are actually crap. Now the guy who owned it before did upgrade them, and I will show you what they look like, but they don't give any light at all. We also have the halo rings, which are already installed, as many of you guys would have seen on my previous video, which I'll put at the end of this video. We're going to go ahead and upgrade these. Now if you haven't got these projector lenses, I do not recommend putting these bulbs in at all. We're going to go ahead and install the bulbs, and then you guys can see the difference between the bulbs that are in there now and the bulbs after. The beam on them isn't great, and visibility is very, very crap still to this day, even with the bulbs that are already in this car. So as you'll see here so far, they've got the normal LED bulbs inside them from which the guy upgraded. They're not very bright at all. They're just your normal regular LED bulbs that just plug into the normal plug, and they don't do nothing. They don't give no beam, they don't shine any bright. They're just the same as using a normal halogen bulb, just a different colour. So we are going to be changing them over. It does look nice already with the white rings and obviously the LED lights, so it's really tied it up. But we are going to be changing to a more brighter, more powerful LED light that we're going to be able to see clearly at night and give a lot more light driving down dark roads. So as you're going to see here guys, this is the cap you're going to want to remove to get to the headlight beam bulb. Now as you'll see down here as well, you'll also notice it's on a clip, which we're just going to unplug and take out. Now these are the bulbs that the guy actually put in, which is what we're going to be removing. So we're going to be taking them out as they're no longer needed. We'll take that out, and as you'll see here, we've also got a clip. Now this clip isn't going to be needed, so we're just going to take that clip off like that. Now new lights we're going to be using are going to be these Nova Sight ones. Now as many of you guys know, I installed these on my E46, and a lot of people wasn't happy that I actually installed these, because they said they weren't for road use and they're going to dazzle everybody. These can be used in projector lenses, and everyone knows that. In the States, many of you guys know you're already running them. If you ain't, these are the best LED bulbs I recommend for projector lenses, and we are going to be installing them to this car because it has got projector lenses. I've never had a problem, as I said to you guys from the start. I've got on my black E60, I've got a HID kit with the halogens, and I've never had a problem, never been pulled, and I've had them in there for nearly 2 years. And not one issue. They've had the HID Xenon kit. You guys will just see me install it when I first started YouTube, and it's been there since. Never had a problem, drove everywhere. You know, I go to the city and back and always have them on, never have an issue, and nobody ever moans about scattering the beam. These are a lot brighter than normal Xenons with the ballast kit. This is why these have to go in to projectors alone, and I'm going to be putting them in. These do not fail the MOT. If a lot of you are going to start asking about the MOT, because I've had my car MOT'd with these in, even on the halogen bulbs, and they didn't say nothing about it because they can't tell if they're too bright or not too bright for an MOT. And the guy even told me that when the car actually went for MOT. So therefore, if you do want to install them, go and install them, but it's all done at your own risk, of course. I'm going to be installing them to this car, and I'm going to be showing you how to do that. We've also got a set of adapters that you're going to need for here as well, and I'm showing you how to install them. I'm going to link all this in the description below so you guys can go and buy them. They're normal H7 bulbs. I got the 6000K. Don't go over that, otherwise they will look purpley blue, which you just don't want. You want them to look white to go with the angel eyes, especially on the car. Therefore, I picked the 6000K. So as you'll see in the box right there, we've got the lights there, and we're just going to take one of them out of here. Now as you get one of them out, you'll notice there's a locking ring on there, which we're just going to be taking off. So we're just going to take this locking ring off right here, and then just pull it out. Now this locking ring you need to keep, because I'm going to show you why that is now. and you're going to want to put your LED just back in the box for now. So you're going to need to get one of these retainers, and then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to locate it into the position which is right there, like that. So that's the way you're going to want it to go up, as you see, like that on your locking ring. And then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to position this into the headlight itself there, and then just lock it in, which it is now. And as you'll see there, that's now all locked in. So now we've got that locked in. All you're going to want to do next is you're going to want to get your LED bulb, which is right here. Find the locking tab, and you're going to want to get your locking tab, which is right here. And as you see there, that's the LED installed. Then what you're going to want to do is just connect this up into there. And we're just going to make sure that's all correct. So if it ain't correct, all you're going to want to do, guys, is take it out and pull it in the other way. And now it's producing light, a lot more brighter. So that's the way you'd connect them in. And now for the cap, you ain't going to probably be able to get the cap back on there. So I would recommend to leave that off, the black cap, for the lights, because it's not going to be easy to put it back on. So therefore we're not going to put that back on there at all. So now that's the first one done, we're going to move over to the second one and do the second one. Now as you'll see here, as I said, you can't put the cap back on. These are in solid. They're not going to go anywhere because they're holding by the locking clips. So they're very, very solid in there. They're not going anywhere, so you don't have to worry about it. And if you can see in there, you can see that they're held in properly with the locking clip itself. Just make sure you get it on the tabs that it locks into, so it can't go anywhere. And once it's in, it's solid in there, as you see. So as you'll see there now, I've now shoved the wiring in the headlight loom itself. You ain't going to be able to put the cap back on because it's going to be the light sticking out too much, but you now got it hidden. It's sitting in there with the canvas box as well, and it's hidden inside there very well. So you see, guys, they're very easy to install. We're going to go and install the other side now as well after that one, but that one's come out of actual tree. So for the next one, guys, we're just going to again remove the cap. We're now going to take out the colouring. We're going to take out the bulb, which is right here. We're going to take off the clip. Then we're going to get our locking clip again. Now there is 4 in here because sometimes they can get bent, sometimes they can fall apart. We're also going to take your LED bulb, take the locking ring off, turn it. Make sure you remember what way it turns and locks. It's important, otherwise you won't be able to lock the bulb up. All you're going to want to do again is get your locking ring right here, pull it into position, which is like that. So it will sit in the bracket like that, if you can see, and this way. And then all you're going to want to do is the same for this one. Get it in there. And I will say, guys, you're going to have to bend these a bit to try and adjust them. So as you see there, guys, that's the other locking ring in now. So now what we're going to do is get our bulb, insert it in, find the locking system, and then turn it. And we're just going to plug it up very easily. Then what we're going to do is we're going to, when we can, plug all the cables down here, like that, get them out of harm's way. There's enough room to shove these in as well, guys, so just pull it in there. If you're doing it on the X5, there's enough room to shove it in. And as you see there, guys, that's the other one installed, all plugged up. As I said, your caps are not going to be able to be reinstalled on there. For BMs, you will need these adapters to be able to use the LEDs. But as you'll see, we're going to turn them on now so you guys get to see how bright they actually really are and the difference they make. Like I said, you can't install the caps, so just please remember that. It will not fit, and therefore these will overheat as well. These have got fans in them, so don't try and put the caps back on either. So if you'll see there, guys, these are way much brighter, and you can see that straight away on the camera, to the point it's darkening the whole background on its own compared to how bright these are now. You'll see on the other side as well, it's really, really bright. A lot more brightness on them, as you'll see, shining forward. They're very, very bright and ultra bright, but as you see, they're not going to dazzle anyone because they're in projectors, which they project the beam properly and not scatter it. So therefore I have installed them into projectors, and a lot of you have been asking me what's the best headlights for your E53. These are very, very, very good and very powerful. I've had them in my pickup when I had my Amarok as well, and these were very, very strong. That they were really bright, and they had projectors as well, and I never had a problem, and this is why I use them on the E53. They don't cause error codes. They are a simple plug and play. I haven't got no error codes on my E53 at all telling me to check the dip beam or low beam or anything from any of these bulbs that I've got here. They're all canvas free. They're plug and play, and you don't need any canvas boxes. As you see there, they're very, very bright and very powerful. Everything will be linked in the description, the lights and the clips, so you guys can go and buy it if you feel to. Okay guys, as you've seen now, I've just shown you now how to install the H7 LED bulbs. Now, as I've told many of you guys, I don't recommend these in halogen bulbs. You can go and use them and feel free to do as you wish. As I've said, I've gone for MOT and they've always told me the bulbs don't actually matter. They can't tell the difference if they're gonna fail or not fail, or if they're scattering the beam. They just adjust them down, they aim them down. And I do recommend, if you are gonna install these, to aim these bulbs down as well, not to actually blind anybody. But I hope this is going to help a lot of you guys who have been asking me what's the best bulbs for the E53 for the projector lights, because a lot of you have tried all different bulbs, probably the bulbs that I had originally had in there from the previous owner. Take them out and put these in. These are much, much brighter. You're going to notice a difference immediately. Everything will be linked in the description, also be pinned in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. It's BMW Dr. Dean here, and goodbye.